Well, hello. I hope you guys are having a really great day. I've had quite an interesting day, actually. Found some interesting stuff, and I'm here to tell you an interesting story. So, uh, years ago, a friend of mine, Dave, that owned a club out at Meridianville, Alabama, just outside of Huntsville, um, they're good friends of mine, the owner and his wife, and they have since divorced or whatever through the years. And uh, she's a real pretty girl. She had real dark hair, fair faucet kind of hair, parted down the middle. Really neat lady, and he's funny character. Like 6 foot tall or better, thin and very country sounding, and the whole family was just fantastic. His mother was the neatest person. Tony was her name, and she had since passed away. And all the relatives were living next to each other, and uh, I used to call the street they were on their town, their last name in their town. I said, "Oh, I got to go to the town," and they used to let me stay with them a lot of times when I would come in town. And that was so much fun. And they'd have cookouts and all kinds of stuff. I had a dream to drive a big John Deere scooper thing. And I got to do that. They had one and let me drive it around until the gas ran out. It was really wild. Too much fun. Really nice people. And so Dave was really into collecting the Dale Earnhardt stuff. And he had Dale Earnhardt everything. I mean the key fobs, cups, statues, things like this. Um, and he had hundreds of these things. And I said, "Why are you buying all that?" And he goes, "They're going to be worth millions of dollars one day." And so since then, I guess the father and the son both died in car wrecks. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe both of them have passed away. Um, but this was funny. I found this today, brand new. I mean, perfectly brand new, sealed in the box, and um, this is Dale Jr. Okay, what I ought to do? I ought to look up on here and see. Let me look on here and see. Let's see. Dale Earnhardt. So that was the dad. He died. Uh, let's see. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Wikipedia. Okay. Born. Okay, I guess Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still alive. Wait a minute. It says born 1974, age 47. That can't be right. Dale Earnhardt Jr. His uncle, Dale Earnhardt Sr. So it's saying his uncle was Dale Earnhardt Sr. So the nephew was Dale Earnhardt Jr. Okay, this is news about are both Dale Earnhardt and Dale Jr. dead. What's death of grandma? I guess Dale Jr. is still alive. Let's see. So senior. Dale Earnhardt Sr. Okay, Dale Earnhardt, born and died 2001 at 49 years old, Daytona Beach, Florida. Skull fracture from 2001 Daytona 500 crash. Okay, so senior is deceased. Okay. Let's look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. 1974. That still doesn't look right. It says he's 47. I don't know that sounds right. 74? Maybe. Maybe. Dale Earnhardt Jr., 47 years old. So I guess he's still alive. But anyway, I was thinking this was that both of them were deceased already. But this I got for $4, brand new in the box. And I thought, I was trying to look it up on my phone, but the signal went dead. I was out by the base. And so this really, and this is the Junior 88. This one, I guess, because the guy's still alive, isn't worth totally that much, but it's like $30 retail, new in the package. So, and that's selling it on the internet, on eBay or whatever, on the solds. So, I was going, boy, I wonder if that thing's worth any money, because Dave used to say that they were going to be worth millions of dollars, all that stuff, and I'm like, why? But years later, Earnhardt died and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, here's some other stuff I found. Let's look this up right now. Is Dale Earnhardt collectibles worth money? Doesn't look like it. Oh, an autographed press release thing from '96. Somebody's got. I think it looks like a collector's card. $1,000 somebody's got on Sports Memorabilia website. Here's a framed rare picture, 12 by 15, $249 on eBay. Collectors Guild, Dale Earnhardt. I don't know what that stuff is. $150 on eBay. Everything else is like kind of cheap. All this other stuff about $200. All these years later. Let's see, the Dale Earnhardt coin, $149. Or no, it's not a coin, it's gold collectibles. It's some card. $149. And it's been graded, so it's probably mint. Well, this other stuff's relatively cheap. Under $200, looks like. So, is it worth a lot of money? No. But, I'm going to show you some other interesting stuff that I ran across. So a guy walks by me, and then he's looking at something, and he lays this book down by me. And he walks out the door. I don't like selling books because it's just, they're too heavy, it's too much stuff, and they just sit around. This book is Baseball, Wit, and Wisdom. It was originally $4.95, and this was written in the 60s, or produced in the 60s. Let's see. See how the paper has aged? That's not smoke, it's just, if it's pure paper, it doesn't age or something like that. 1962, okay? 1962. So, this book, in big letters, has a couple pictures in here. Still pretty sturdy for a 60s book. The cover's a little bit raggedy, but probably read it a lot. Frank Graham and Dick Hyman. This book will sell on eBay for $25 plus shipping. I got it for like 50 cents. They had a buy one, get one free on the books, but that's all I saw that I wanted to fool with. I wanted to get in and out in a hurry. Here's something interesting. Starbucks cups go for really good money. This is got the rubber base. It's a 08, I think. 16 ounce. No, it's 09, 2009. And it's got some kind of flipper thing. Kind of interesting cup. I guess it's a really good driving cup or whatever. So you don't like pour it all over your clothes. Interesting design there. Okay, and this cup's in real nice shape. It doesn't look cracked or anything. This cup used goes for $23 plus shipping. And I paid $4 for it. $4. It's got the little mermaid on there. It's supposed to be mermaidy. Yeah. So Starbucks cups, if you see them, grab them. I've seen other sellers do that. And I was kind of surprised. I'm like, why? Because they sell really good. I don't like to mess with anything unless it's got some kind of, good pay on it. I don't like to do $1, $2, $3 crap stuff. Although I mark stuff down all the time just to get it gone. Because I keep paying for ads and storage, and I'm just not doing it. And I really don't need to be buying lots of stuff when I have tons of stuff. This is interesting. Anything that says Beachbody is a big thing right now. Now, I don't know what this runs retail new. It's probably a couple $100. This is 12 extreme training routines. I think this is from 08. 2008. It's missing one disc, and most of the rest are new. They're still in plastic. But it's missing one disc, probably the most important one. I think it's chest and shoulders or something. I got it for $2. And If you sell it whole used, it's about 15 bucks. But if you sell all the discs separate, now you remember there's 12, they go for as much as $7 each plus shipping. So that's really cool. I can do that. I do sell a lot of discs, actually. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Huge deal, Earnhardt street sign that they made dark black. It might be worth 100 or 200. You'll have to look it up. I'm gonna look up this beach body new. Probably a couple $100. Beachbody official site. Let's see what it says. Oh my God, there's some gross pictures on here of people that are heavy and got trimmed down. Gee whiz. Man, where's the part where you buy the discs? Nutrition, meet the trainers. Get 60% off. Must be not doing well. I'm going to tell you what, I got one Beachbody brick and everybody goes crazy over it. It's just a pamphlet thing. It's nothing. I had a guy the other day that wanted to buy it for the price and no shipping or something. No, it was like, he wanted to buy it for like $5 and no shipping. And it's like, okay, so you don't want me to ship it to you? That's what I told him. Nutrition. Where do you find the discs? This is a terrible website. I don't want to go through a big questionnaire. It's not happening. $9.99 a month. Poshmark, Amazon, Beachbody. eBay. I bet it's $200 or $300 for those discs. eBay. Includes DVDs, portion control containers. There's some kind of bundle, but it's not the one like I have here. Sold direct on eBay. Shopping. So, I don't know, but it's probably a couple $100 for that stuff. I don't think I'll have any trouble selling it, especially the disc separate, because I look at the solds and they are really going fast if you sell it just by the disc. I saw a couple auctions. Auctions are terrible on eBay right now. They are really bad. If you want to bid on an auction, you probably win and get something for like $4 all day long, because the auctions are absolutely terrible. So I used to do them years ago on occasion for real rare items, and the problem is trying to get the people to pay. That's the next problem. So I really am not a big fan of auction, but and it just takes too long. Yeah, so these will be a good money, because I've got 11 of the discs at At $7 each, it's like $77 plus shipping for each one. And then I gotta pay cut to the house to the folks, 35 cents for the ad, and then like 13% of the sale. So yeah, but that's still good money for $2. That's real good money for spending $2. So I got some interesting stuff. Um, we got something else that I've got to do in a minute. You guys will get a kick out of. So how you guys doing today? Is everybody having a great day? Okay. So I will be back in just a moment. And I've got something interesting to show you. So I hope you guys have a great day. Let's see, my friend Richard Petty. My friend has a Richard Petty. Oh my gosh, that's way back. It is a limited one. I think they made in silver, like a coin or something. Let's see. You're talking way back. I remember that name. I think he used to race in Long Beach when they used to do Long Beach races. Richard Petty Gold. Okay, I got something. Some Richard Petty 24 karat gold card on eBay for $20. Richard Petty 50th anniversary, 79. Boy, here's somebody who's got 2022 Don Roos, 2 Richard Petty Race Kings for $3.99 on eBay. 1937 he was born. July 2nd. Raced from 1958 to 1992. Winston Cup Series, now called NASCAR Cup Series. Driver number 43, Plymouth and Pontiac. Wow. Okay, so he looks like a smoker over here. Ooh. Let's see, Petty. Or he was really ancient. He's still alive? You gotta be kidding. It says Richard Lee Petty, July 2nd, 1937, age 85 years old. He is still alive? Wow. '64 and '67 Grand National Series champion, '71, '72, '73, '74, '75, '79 Winston Cup Series champion, tied with Dale Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson for most NASCAR Cup Series championship 7. 64, 66, 71, 73, 74, 79, 81 Daytona 500 winner in 67. No, 81 Daytona 500 winner. 67, 81. Southern 500 winner, 1975. 1977 World 600 winner. 1983 Winston 500 winner. All-time wins leader in NASCAR Cup Series 200. Whoa. All-time poles leader in NASCAR Cup Series 1, 2, 3. Holds record for most NASCAR Cup Series wins in a season. 27 in 1967. Man. Holds record for most. So he was like 30 years old then. Holds record for most consecutive NASCAR Cup Series wins. 10 in 1967. Consecutive now. That means one after the other. Most all-time wins at Daytona International Speedway, 10. 1959 Grand National Series Rookie of the Year. So he was like 20, somewhere around 20 there. NASCAR most popular driver, 62, 64, 68, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Motorsports Hall of Fame America, 1989. International Motorsports Hall of Fame, 1997. NASCAR Hall of Fame, 2010. Diecast Hall of Fame, 2011. Named one of NASCAR's 50 Great Drivers, 1998. Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1992. I wonder what that was all about. NASCAR Cup Series career. 1,184 races run over 35 years. My gosh. That's a lot of races. That's not one a year. That's a ton. 3, 6, 9. That's a lot. That's probably like 100 races a year. Best finish first, 64, 67, 71, 72, 74, 75, and 79. First race, look at this. First race, 1958. Jim Midian 500 in Toronto, Canada. He was born in the 30s, so he's like around 20, right? 20-something. Last race was 1992. Haters 500 in Atlanta, Georgia. Wow. First win, 1960 Untitled race, Southern States. Last win, 1984 Firecracker 400 Daytona. See, I think I remember that one. Wins 200, top 10, 712, poles 123. NASCAR Convertible Division career. 15 races run over 2 years. Best finish fourth in 1959. First race 1958, race number 14 in Columbia. Last race 1959, race number 14, Greenville Pickens. First win 1959, race number 13, Columbia. Wins 1, top 10s 8, poles 10. Oh my gosh, there's a blue Superbird. My neighbor had one in yellow. On display at the Richard Petty Museum in Randleman, North Carolina. Dude, I was just by there just a couple years ago. Oh, I wished I'd have known that was there. I'd have gone to see it. I'm a real car freak. Terrible. Petty's IROC Porsche 911 from the 70s. Wow. My dad had a 911 Targa. Petty's car used for his 79 Daytona 500 went on display at Daytona, USA. Oh, nice looking car, too. 1983 race car. That looks like Monte Carlo or something. 1989 car at Phoenix. That looks kind of like a Monte Carlo. Last ride, 1992. Wow. Sponsorship. Petty promised his mother not to accept alcohol sponsorship. Therefore, he never collected purses for the Bud Pull Award and competed at the Busch Clash only once in 1980. Isn't that interesting? 1995, Petty moved to television broadcast booth, joining CBS as a color commentator. Oh, wow. Amazing. Currently a spokesman for Liberty Medical, Cheerios, GlaxoSmithKline Products, Nicorette, Goody's Headache Powder. Stuff looks like cocaine. He had also been featured on Brownie paper towels. Automotive Lift. Public service announcements for Civitan International. Summer camp called Victory Junction, which is intended to give seriously ill children the outdoors experience summer camp, staff round the clock with medical staff on hand in case of emergency. Serial 43s was created with Petty information on the boxes. Petty also played himself in the 2008 film Swing Vote, where he commends the film's protagonist by allowing him to briefly drive his famous 43 Plymouth. Whoa. 2011, Petty was chosen to be Grand Marshal for the 2011 STP 400 of the Sprint Cup Series. After retirement, Petty purchased a 90-acre ranch south of Jackson, Wyoming. Well, that's interesting. Wow. Daytona 500. Raced Oldsmobile, Plymouth, Ford, Plymouth, Dodge, Oldsmobile, Pontiac. He was seriously a Pontiac person here. Oh, look at this. Film and TV. Swing Vote. Strip Weathers. Disney Pixar Cars. Really? That was a cool movie. My daughter and I watched that. It's too cute. Winston 500. Rusty Wallace's real life accident. Rookie racer Lightning McQueen. 76 Chrysler Town and Country Station Wagon. Let's see. Cars 2. Did not appear in Cars 2, but returned in Cars 3, in which Petty voiced his character as the crew chief of his nephew and the Dinoco racer Hank Cal Weathers. He was voiced by the driver Kyle Petty, who was his son. He also appeared in Tom Cruise movie Days of Thunder in 1990. He appeared in a Burt Reynolds movie, Stroker Ace. That was in 1983. Let's see, the Richard Petty Story, he was in that. Speed Zone in 89. Speedway in 67 with Elvis Presley. Alley Oop in 1994. He drove a pickup truck to help corral an escaped dinosaur. Oh, isn't that wild? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Politics. I guess he ran for a couple spots there. Broadcaster, owner. Amazing. Huge career. I mean, Petty was, to me, such a bigger name than Earnhardt. But, people were really big on Earnhardt, like in the 80s. Let's see. He also did a race where he's older, and he drove one of his race cars on the track a couple years ago. Is that right? During the pace lap. He also did a little drag racing, but not for long. That might have been in that big Pontiac. Those suckers were huge, long. My neighbor had one. It was his race car. He absolutely loved it. It had no brakes on it. I'm like, hey, why don't you drive that around town? He's like, it's got no brakes on it. It's only a race car. It goes on track. I was like, oh. Yeah, it did mention the Elvis movie. Country music movie. He acted with Marty Rollins in Race 2. Isn't it something? Just amazing. These race car drivers, they're impressive, aren't they? Absolutely impressive. I lived in Long Beach for a little while with my mom, and they used to have that. I guess it was the 400, and they used to race it actually on the streets in Long Beach. That was a big thing. I don't know if they still do that anymore. It's kind of a big city now, but yeah, they used to do the 400. But pretty neat. Just amazing. Now, Earnhardt, I mean, they always say when they die, all this stuff just goes sky high. But like with records, it's like I always wanted a Bob Wills record because I liked the original country music that wasn't crying your beer stuff, and then even though my uncle's Johnny Cash, but and I just really am not a Southern person unless it's bluegrass, like real happy. I love that stuff. That is so much fun with the harmonica and the fiddle and all that. But after like Bob Wills died or something, those records you couldn't touch them for less than $100, you know. And it's just like with Michael Jackson, a lot of his stuff went sky high. And you know what's really funny? If you go to Walmart right now, they're selling record players and big LPs. No lie. When they start selling 45s again now, that's what I'm talking about. Where you just get to buy the one you want. Um, I find it funny. I really do. I can't believe it because we went like from reel to reel, 8-track, LPs, 45s if you just wanted one particular song, and the one on the flip side was always trash. They always set you up with one good song and the other one was trash. Um, why you couldn't have two good songs is beyond me. Um, and then they went to, let's see, 8-track, cassette, and then the CD things. And the CDs were really horrible in the 80s, and the players too. I had a teacher at college that had bought a CD player, and it was like, oh my gosh, you have a CD player? And he hated it. He said it was the worst piece of crap on the face of the earth. He said, you stick that little disc in there, and he says, and it like overheat. It just didn't play good. And I'm like, gosh, what a waste of money. That's like gigantic money for that toy, and it doesn't even work good. Um, but I always liked 8-tracks. And you know why? Because you could open them up and fix them. And when cassettes came out, it was like you better own a pencil because they were constantly snagging. And if you could wrench it out of the player some way, somehow, without ripping the tape, which you'd have to repair with scotch tape if you did, um, it, you had to wind it up with a pencil. And it was just like miles of this ribbon, like typewriter ribbon. It was ridiculous. And you didn't have to go through that with 8-tracks all the time. If they screwed up, you just pop that sucker open, had a heavy case, and it reloaded and stick it together. But cassettes would get all hung up, and then they'd lose a little furry thing on there. And oh, they were terrible. They get twisted and get warpy sounding, and it was like, why did we go to this and leave, LPs? You know what I mean? Um, and then they had the what was it? They had like the 10 record player where you could put 10 records on there and stack them, and it would play all of them. And then they had the CD changer that would do that you could have in your house. And then Lincoln came out with one that they put in the trunk, and you could load a bunch of CDs in the trunk, and it would just have to be continuous music while you were driving, and all that craziness. But it's funny how you can go right now to Walmart. You can buy a stand-up video game, like one of the Atari games, like Donkey Kong or Pac-Man. Stand up, a little bit smaller size one for really cheap. And then you can also buy a record player and LPs. That's comical. And then Nintendo and Atari are worth hundreds of dollars. The old Nintendo and Ataris. It's like, really? I've had a few Nintendos, and I did have an Atari with about 400 tapes. But that Nintendo NES, I think it was. Oh, that piece of caca. You always had to jack with the machine or the cartridges. It was such a pain in the butt. And then there was no answer to a game. So, it was just ridiculous. You had to keep slamming that game and trying to figure it out because there was no way to find any answers of how to get to the next level or solve it because it was like it was broken, you know, and it would drive you nuts to keep trying it and trying it over and over again. But yeah, But all this stuff's worth tons of money right now. Yep. And I had a bunch in storages. My favorite game on that Nintendo was that Adams Family. I loved it. I never had the Ataris, but I remember playing Nintendo. Yeah, I had bought an Atari at a yard sale in California in 1985 or 1986, and they had like 400 games with it, so I didn't have to buy anything. I had Pong on there and all that junk. Pong, that was so lame. Um, and so I bought that. Like I think I paid like $100 for the whole deal. And then when I left California, I called my baby sister up and I said, "Here." She had two little kids. I think they were like 2 and 4 or something at that time. And I said, "Look," I said, "Do you want this Atari with all these games?" And she's like, "Well, I don't know." I mean, I called her to my house to give her all kinds of stuff because I didn't feel like shipping it back. I know somebody who had bought an Atari 2600, I think. They were a lot better um than Nintendo NES. Actually, I mean, well, I don't know. Some games were better, some were just real primitive. But the machine acted so much better than a Nintendo. It just, and then they had the Cube one, and then the Wii was the big thing. That was like the $1,000 toy. And we never really had Wii's until just a couple years ago. Um, my daughter and I ran across one, and it was like, "Whoa, there's a Wii," and she's like, "Whoa," and I'm like, "Well, those were real big when you were little, but they were, pretty expensive." And we found a cool deal on one, and I said, "If you want it, we'll buy it." And so we bought it, and it wasn't too bad a deal. I think we paid 75 or 100 for the first one. It was used with some extra stuff to it. Then we ran across another one at a secondhand store, some parts and stuff that she wanted, like extra controllers or some darn thing. And I said, "Okay, so how much is that part?" And so we scammed on like $15 for some controllers and junk. And then as we were getting ready to leave, they had one or two of them in a case by themselves, just the machine. And it was like $30. And I said, "Man, let's just buy those in case that thing blows up." So I've got like three of them, like three Wii's. And then I bought her a new set of batteries, chargers, and I think four new controller units on the internet, new, which were really neat. And then some color covers and stuff. And then we managed to pick up some games here and there, pretty reasonable. So, man, it's hot as poop in here. And so, uh, I have all that stuff now, and I guess I probably need to sell it. Um, I couldn't figure out how to play it, and she's pretty good at it. So, but she since bought that new whatever that is, PS6 or 5 or 7 or whatever, the brand new one. Yeah, spent that pandemic money on a toy. I was like, "You better save your pennies. I wouldn't be, going crazy and got a uh, uh, Note 20 phone or something, and that computer game and some other crap." Yeah, huge money, huge money, huge money. Like $1,000 for the gaming set, and you know, almost 2,000 for the phone. That's just retarded. And this is a joker that uh, breaks every phone face in like 30, 60 days. Every single phone face. And I'm talking about smashed with glass falling out of it all the time. Just trash. Yeah. It's like, you know. My dad told me, if you really want something nice, don't buy a bunch of cheap junk on the way to it. Save your money, buy the best one, and then take care of it, and it'll last a really long time. And that's basically what I do. Um, but the only way I've ever shattered a phone is because, and that's recent, was in my storage unit. Um, I was moving some boxes around and I had set the phone down on top of a box, walked by the box, and it fell off the box and hit the concrete. That's right. And that was not a good thing. But I dealt with it for almost 2 years. It was a living nightmare. But yeah. So but yeah, so anyway, PlayStation 5, right? Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. But and it, if I had that sucker hooked up right now in my office, I wouldn't even have time to play it. I'm so busy. And I've got to list some stuff here in a minute. I have been folding stuff and packaging it that I photographed so I can get it put away. And then I've got to list these things. And then I've got to do another vlog in a minute about this other thing I got. That was hilarious. It's like $100. And I got it for only like $2. That's right. I went back to try to get the other one. They wouldn't sell it to me. Yeah. And I wished I'd have said something earlier when I was up there earlier because the other guy that was working there, I'd have probably got it from him in a heartbeat. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next vlog, and that'll be just shortly here. I love you. Thank you for the thumbs up. You guys are awesome, as usual.